Hey, this is Mark, and welcome to Mark's Millionaire Challenge. And wow, again, I'm still playing catch up from taking those days off from working, and so being back at it. Wow, lots of things in the works right now, and so again, I'm working on that front end marketing funnel, adding additional ways that I can get clients into my business. I'm also working on something that's quite the big surprise. I won't tell you what that is until I've been successful with it. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And then the other thing is that WSO that I've been promising, I know it hasn't launched yet, but I had some delays just because of, vacations and family matters. And as everybody knows, life does get in the way. And so one of the things and I've known better, and I should have probably told you this to begin with, but whenever you plan a project, okay, whether it's your own or it's for a client, give yourself plenty of time to make sure that you get it done. And, I say that because I know I promised you guys this WSO, but it hasn't released yet. But guess what? It's available now. And so if you're watching this video, or if you've been in the Warrior Farm and you've been following some of my posts, then you should know that by now. But if you haven't seen it in the Warrior Farm, and this is the first chance that you've gotten to hear about it, just look directly underneath this video, and you will see a link to the WSO. Okay, now take advantage of it because it's sitting right now at for a measly $9. But trust me, there's easily $100 worth of content there. So I want you to take advantage of that. Use it to the best of your ability. Now, when I send it over to the Warrior Farm, which I intend to do after I get about 20 sales here, then you'll start to see the price increase. So you can take advantage of it now, where it's locked in at $9, or you can wait till it goes over to the Warrior Farm, and it'll start at $9, and ultimately, I'm sure it will probably sell upwards of $25, $26, and so that's just my guess. Anyway, so just wanted to let you know about that. But let's go back and talk about time, because I think time is really, really important when it comes to looking at your projects and planning your projects. We're still working on doing that seminar. I've had a hell of a time finding salespeople to help me fill this event. Now, I can tell you that I've got some pretty bold plans for this event, and so when we get those ironed out, I'll let you know. But when you're planning your own projects, it is so vitally important that you make sure that you do give yourself time. I really had planned on getting this WSO out before I left for vacation, and it didn't happen. And so that set me back several days. And so, I guess the moral of the story is to be careful what you promise people when you are hoping to deliver it. The other thing is when you're working with business owners, and you've agreed, that, hey, I can build a website for you. One of the things I don't want you to fall into the trap of doing, and that is promising the business owner you're going to get it done in 3 days or within a week, because, you want to show them how good you are, or, you're hoping that by promising a fast delivery that that will aid in them saying yes to you. Okay. Don't make promises to them that you just simply have no control over. Now, unless you have 0 clients and you have nothing else to do, and you're going to sit in your house and you're going to slap up, a real quick, WordPress, site. That's just a template, and you can get that done in a week, and it's going to look like crap, then you can promise them it's going to be done in a week. But if you intend to outsource it, which is what I do because I don't know how to build websites, I outsource everything. Make sure that you give yourself plenty of room, plenty of buffer, plenty of time to get the project done, okay? So if you think that you can get it done with an outsourcer that you already have that you're working with in a week, give yourself 2 weeks, okay? If you tell them that you're going to get it done in 2 weeks, give yourself, 3.5 weeks to get it done. Just give yourself a buffer zone, okay? And then when you go to your outsourcer, tell your outsourcer he has less time to get it done than what he really does, okay? Again, that creates some space, some time, some days in there so that you don't get yourself in trouble by not being able to deliver on time. Now, I've been fortunate that I don't give my business owners time. I tell them that, look, I'm going to work with you to make sure your website looks the way that you want it to look. And I do that within reason. And so with that said, if there's some setbacks working with the outsourcer, then, it's not a major concern for me. But man alive, if you tell them that it's going to be done in 2 weeks and it's not done in 2 weeks, then you just made yourself look like a fool, like I did with my WSO, right? So just make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get your projects done, to work on them. Tell the outsourcer that they actually have less time than what they really do, okay? So that if they do agree on a project, okay, and you're going to give them a week, and they say I can get it done in a week. Well, you've got some leverage there if they choose or if they can't get it done within that week. To either reduce the price or to give you added services since they didn't get it completed on time, something. Now, I had one outsourcer who I did that with. They said they could get it done in 9 days. It took them more like 14, 15 days to get it done. And so initially my offer was to reduce the price. They were not happy with that. They did agree to extend additional services to me so that they didn't lose out, one, on working with me in the future, and two, they didn't lose out on money. Okay, so those are things that you want to keep in mind. Something else I wanted to remind you of, because this question came up that someone had posted, and they were talking about when you're communicating with your business owner. How often do I talk to my business owner? Well, when I agree to work with them, I do lay out some level of expectation. What kind of communication will they get from me? And I say to them, okay, based on what we're doing here, since we're doing a site redesign for you and then we're going to be doing SEO work, here's how I'm going to be communicating with you. I'm going to initially be communicating with you on a regular basis as we redo your site, as we get things changed, as we move your website, as we start to do these things. You hear from me regularly. Okay. Now, once that's done and we move into simply doing just search engine optimization, then you will get a report from me, and you'll probably hear from me every couple weeks to see if there's anything that you want to do additionally, see if there's anything you want to change, that kind of thing. If you are building a stable of clients, it will become increasingly difficult to communicate with them via the phone or dropping by their office on a regular basis. So you need to make sure that you're doing it somehow, some way. Now, if that means that you send out an email to them once a week, then that's fine, okay? But depending on the client, some clients are too busy to want to talk to you. They trust, they know that you're doing what you've asked them to do, and so they're not concerned. But you have some clients who, they really want to hear from you on a regular basis because they're paying you a lot of money. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. The other thing, and I got this compliment from a client of mine who is a salon owner, knows absolutely nothing about the internet. And so when explaining things to her, one of the things you want to keep in mind is that you never be technical with that person. So I know when I'm talking to my salon owner and I want to communicate something to her, I know that I need to talk in layman's terms to her. I know that, okay? And so in doing so, I explain things in a way where I use analogies to make her understand what it is that we're doing. By doing that, it provides value. They understand. They don't feel like they're in the dark on things. They may not get it. In other words, they may not get the technical aspect of what you're doing, but they know you're working for them. And I think that's what's important to convey to them. And she complimented me on that. She said, Mark, I don't understand this stuff at all, but you explain it in such a way that makes it so easy, and I feel so comfortable with this. And I just want to say thank you. And so that's a relationship that you want with that person. And then, of course, as soon as she was done, she handed me a check for $500 for her search engine optimization for the month. And so that is something that you want, to make sure that you're doing. Conveying to them, what you're doing. Make sure that it is benefit-driven, and make sure that they understand that you're still working for them and that you're communicating with them. When people don't hear from you, then they may start to feel like they're putting money, down some dark hole, and they don't know what's happening. And that's the last thing that you want to happen, because as soon as they start to feel that way, then guess what? They're going to cut off that monthly continuity, and that is a problem. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Just kind of watching the time. So whenever you see me looking over, I'm looking at the video to make sure that I'm not running out of time because, as you know, YouTube caps us at 12 minutes. So thanks. I look forward to talking to you guys again on Monday. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.